Alright, week 2 garden tour. This is the growth from last week when we planted these to this week. These are all San Marzanos and a bunch of gold, what are these? Marigold flowers. And we planted some little seeds in hopes that they would sprout, and it looks like they are sprouting, so that's awesome. The yellow rose bush is in bloom. The azaleas are still blooming. These are some knockout roses. And this is the other garden bed that we planted. These are Romas, these first 3. And then this one is a Brad's Atomic grape tomato and a blue crane. They're supposed to look like little blueberry cherry tomatoes. Unfortunately, we lost our cucumbers that I planted here. I don't know, I think they were eaten at the root by the potato bugs, but I threw some seeds in the dirt and they're finally sprouting again. This one I think is one that actually lived, and it is the China Jade cucumber. That's what all of these are. The nasturtiums are doing well. Haven't seen any little sprouts yet from the flowers that I planted here, but these ones are supposed to be phlox right here in this little section. And in this section here, some apple blossom snapdragons. Over here are supposed to be celosia, just a rainbow mix, and some snapdragon mix. And actually, I do believe I see some sprouts here. These are the snapdragons. Wait, no, these are the celosia. So they're the first ones to sprout. Cool. I was kind of getting discouraged, although it's only been a week, so anyway, that's amazing. And I just set up the strawberry tower. I'm expecting a shipment of strawberries very shortly. And over here in this strawberry bed, that one plant is doing really well. The other plant is really small and it doesn't have any. It's right behind this big plant, but it doesn't have any fruit growing, and it keeps setting off runners. So I keep picking the runners off so that it would flower, hopefully. But still nothing. That one strawberry there is looking like it's going to be tasty. And another this is a yellow rose bush. It was an offspring from one that we dug up around the corner here. I just cut down this rosemary bush a little bit so that my snap peas, those are purple magnolia tendril snap peas, so that they could get some light over here because it was really tall. And I just planted some peppers back there. Those are serranos and mini bells in the center, and then another serrano. Over here I planted Boston pickling cucumbers, and it looks like one of them is still there. The tag looks like it says lemon squash, so I don't know if that is a Boston pickling after all. I gave Mom some plants to plant and I must have picked up the wrong one. Anyway, we'll see as it develops. And these here are the mini variety tomato bushes. This one is hundreds and thousands. And this one's a date fruit. This one's called Moonstone. Apricot brandy wine. Urantino. Sunrise bumblebee over there. And this one's called Pinocchio. And then of course I have all of these little sprouts popping up of more marigolds. Just planting marigolds everywhere. So that bed's looking good. Really proud of it. And got some more, looks like more China Jade cucumbers are popping up, sprouting up from the dirt right here. And this is Jethro. He's my yard cart. We named him Jethro. He's very helpful. And all of our walkways are just big enough for him to get through. So he carries the heavy loads for us. These are some more of those smaller tomato bush varieties. They grow in a small pot in your windowsill. They're supposed to just pump out the tomatoes. So this one's called Hundreds and Thousands. I'm going to plant that Rondinese squash in here in this bucket. Here's that yellow rose bush that we dug up because we're getting ready to make another garden bed right here in this section, this whole section right here. Still have some of those lilies that we need to dig up. And I just planted these. These are golden zucchinis. There's a mum. This is my fig tree. I ordered it from QVC. And it's a Chicago hardy fig, so I just transplanted that today. And in this bed up front, that's one of our beds that we created last weekend. This bed has a bunch of tomatoes in the back. I forget what they are, to be honest. Oh, they're all Green Doctor, so they're supposed to be small, either grape or cherry tomatoes, and they stay green. They are supposed to be sweet with a little bit of sourness, but mostly sweet, so I was excited to get those in the ground. And then here we have some mini bells. Those are tomatoes. Mini bell, either grape or cherries, not sure. It's supposed to be a small bush. And then the 5-color pepper, which is supposed to be a small pepper variety also. It's supposed to have lots of, like 5 different colors of peppers that grow on the bush all at the same time. I put a safflower right there in a corner. Hundreds and Thousands, date fruit, Isis candy, apricot brandy wine, and another safflower. So all of these are in the ground and hopefully will start taking off and getting bigger. In this little grow bag here, I threw some potatoes, so hopefully there's some red potatoes in there. And these were sweet potato vines, I believe, that my sister sent to us in the mail. So we finally got those in the dirt. And then these are just a bunch of little tomatoes and peppers that I'm going to take to my family, and a couple in here for a friend at work. And I've started some more tomatillos and ground cherries because these are really hard for me to not only germinate, but to keep alive. Like, they will not grow for me. I've just had the hardest time. So hopefully these ones will stay alive. I only have one that is kind of like leggy, and it was just like floppy and just growing really like curled. And that's the only one that lived out of like the 10 that I planted earlier. And so I just put it in this new garden bed that we finished filling last night. This garden bed here, if you can see, there we go. This garden bed here is a 4 foot by 12 foot. It's just like this one here in the front. And so far I've planted this one tomatillo, and I threw some seeds, some tomatillo seeds in the ground right there and right there. So I'm trying to keep this thing watered, this garden bed watered, because even though you think you're watering it well, if you dig down like an inch or two, there's no water at the bottom. So anyway, all of these are peppers. That's a California Wonder. This one here is a poblano. That's a orange jalapeno. That's a lemon jalapeno. This one's a grande jalapeno. And this one is a bullnose pepper. So that one is basically a green bell pepper. This garden bed right here behind me has to be amended. I'm going to take some of the soil out and mix in some new stuff with some nutrients. And here we have the bunting onions that are still growing, doing well. Green, these have been eaten, snapped at the root right there, at the stem, by the potato bugs. But these are my green, not vine, what are they called? Well, they're green beans anyway, and they're not the bush variety. They're the variety that you grow up a trellis. So we've got 3 of them that lived. And this here is a volunteer tomato, these 3. And there's a tiny one over here. That's a volunteer tomato also. And to be honest, I'm not sure what they are. I think they are either sun gold or the one that my sister sent, and I can't remember what it's called, but those are the only tomatoes that I had growing on this trellis last year. So right over here are the purple they're pole beans, that's right, purple potted pole beans. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them successfully sprouted out of 8. The Dr. Witchy's tomatoes are doing well right there. Those 2 are Dr. Witchy's. These next 3 are Hungarian Hearts and a San Marzano. And these are some Chinese red noodle beans that I need to throw in the dirt here so they can germinate. But I tried already with 8, and this one's popping up. That one sprouted, but the bugs ate it, so it's not doing well. And none of the other ones have sprouted, so I'm gonna throw these ones in, try it again. We got plenty of them from last year out of the couple plants that I grew. And slowly but surely we are planting all of these seedlings. Anyway, one more garden bed to build. Probably we'll get to that next weekend, because this weekend's already over with. Anyway, that is my garden tour for week 2. Hope you enjoyed it.